What's good? What's good? We're about to get started here for the evening. What's good? What's good? What's good? About to get started. Tried to do a session this afternoon, but that was a fail. My bad about that. Power went out in my building for honestly like 2 hours, so then I just went and got a haircut instead. But that was kind of a fail. We weren't on the morning session. We were on last night. We weren't on the morning session. Tried to go live this afternoon to do a little update. But if you guys notice, I've been posting some charts kind of on gold day by day throughout the week. We started the week off with the first chart a couple days ago, beginning of the week on Monday. Sentiment on gold was bullish at the beginning of the week. Now don't worry, I'm getting through all the messages on Discord. I didn't send the emails out yet. I don't know if you saw in the announcements. I said something earlier today. For those secured spots, you'll be getting an email soon. Check out the announcements that I wrote earlier today. Don't worry, if you haven't heard back from me, and if you've been in communication with me already, like you'll hear back from me shortly. Like if I've messaged you already, I'll probably by the weekend if you haven't heard back from me. But we start in March. March. I think there's already like 52 people now. 51, 52. Gotta go through the emails. Just re-message me. I got a lot of messages, so just re-message me. If you notice, I've been messaging everybody back a certain way, like keeping your name noted and email down. I got an Excel spreadsheet, so soon everybody will be added. Just working on a couple last things. Yeah, we had a fail earlier. Tried to go live, failed. Power was out for like 2 hours here in the afternoon. Gold's been bullish this week. A few reasons. We have like at the beginning of the week that whole trade war stuff started, so there's a trend there, right? There's like a bullish trend on gold, obviously. On the charts look bullish, and then overall, like fundamentally, there's bullish reasons for gold to go up. Check out the announcements. Yeah, check out everything that I wrote today. This morning, I was keeping an eye on the chart, and I kind of was like, you know what, like. Because price was kind of pushing up this morning, right? Like the last couple of days, if you guys remember yesterday, right? We were on stream yesterday morning, and I was saying it's maybe better to let price push up through the morning and look for those sells. The same thing kind of happened today when you consider what price did in the morning, and then it had the sell. Last night we were looking for buys, didn't come to our zone, price just ran up. But like this morning, posted a markup and some analysis on gold, some key levels. That 28.75. So if you notice, what I wrote here earlier today, if you notice, one of the price levels that I wrote was 28.75. So in terms of price, that's a quarter level. You got your 25s, your 50s, your 75s, and your zeros. So if you're in the Discord and if you've been on some of the live streams, you've probably definitely, that's an interesting way to say that. You've probably heard me say this before. And maybe if you've tuned in, type in the chat even if you know what I'm talking about. But in one of the blueprints that I wrote here, and again, generally we bring this up on the streams, because it's really important. When it comes down to trading the market, it's not always about like, okay, what more is there? It's a lot of times just focusing on the things that you know work. So a lot of times you're going to see me bring this thing up because this is one of the things that we focus on when it comes to understanding gold in the markets. It's one of the blueprints like that talks about why whole numbers matter, psychological numbers. I did a little training on the weekend about this. So if you notice, when I analyze things, I'm paying attention to like the prices, where we're coming to. It would be better if we're close to one of these price levels. I got the college. Can you guys see the TV in the background? Got that Black Ops back there. Literally. Trying to level up my sniper, yo. Trying to level up the sniper. I got 1 gold already. Trying to get it to diamond, so I got, you know. So you notice here, like when I'm analyzing things, I'm paying attention to price. I talk a lot about price on the sessions. Really important to pay attention to them. Traders naturally do. Big traders, institutions. So when it comes down to 28.75, specifically that number, that price, that's a very psychological price. It's a quarter. I like to consider more like value to it. So when we talk about one of our blueprints, common whole numbers and levels to watch with gold. It just gives you a reference of the zeros, what a 25 is, a 50, 75, and then the next zero. 2700, 2600. Break that down into the quarters. So through the week, so take note of this. Through the week, the market will see these prices pretty much every day, through a 24-hour period. The market will find these quarter levels through the days of the week. You can mark your charts. You can mark the quarters from top to down or down upwards. And if you kind of section out your weeks, you'll see through the weeks, through the days of the week, the market does touch these quarter levels, finds them, and they can be used in the weeks. Maybe not for like a high frequency style because a quarter is pretty separated distance in price. Or when we're talking about the quarters, you're talking about your 75 right there. So that's what I highlighted earlier this morning, where we might have some short-term bearish reaction. So 28.75, see how I wrote 28.70 to 28.75? At times I'll make a zone $5 when I see like a key level. I'll consider $5 like below it or $5 above it. It's kind of what, like if you go back over here, for instance, scroll back, we have here it is. So see here, key demand zone around 28.10, 28.15. So that distance is $5. Generally like to, when I see like a key area, maybe look for a price, like start to analyze the price it's around, make a $5 zone. And we're gonna get into, I got some things to say about gold and where it's at, where it could still be. That's why I wrote short-term bearish. Just, you know, this morning, short-term reactions. Maybe short-term or it starts a retracement there. We're below 28.75 still, right? So you could kind of see the market has had a bit of rejection there. That's 28.75. If we go $25 down, I got 28.50 here. All right. So what I like to do when I generally got a good zone, just quickly clone it. Real simple, guys. So $25 apart. Psychological levels, institutional levels. Traders, there's a few names and terms for them. You keep an eye on these through the week. A lot of strong moves can start from these points. The days of the week. So when I say days of the week, I mean when we consider a day's 24 hours. So through that 24-hour day, from start to finish, you're generally going to see the market within a quarter range, find a quarter. At times they can be used. You'll often see a lot of strong reactions at them, like a support or like a resistance. If you look at the beginning of this week, like on Sunday going into Monday, you could see 28.75 here. There's a big swing up from there, and now the market's at 28.85. Oops. All right, real simple. We'll just start with like kind of this part of the chart. This is like $100 from 27.75 all the way up to where we came this morning. Chilling, man. DC gold going down. I mean, we could see, if you remember last week, it's kind of doing what it did last week. Where was that? What was that price? Like, see, last week, 27, like there was 27.75. Look at 27.75 at one point over here. So if you look at 27.75, look at what it did over here. Went above it, then just dumped down, pulled back, continued. Then we came above 27.75. So this level, you can kind of see, it's kind of reminding me of how price was behaving around over here. I think the market's still in an uptrend, but this could be a sign of like, okay, retracement. Like you could see 28.75 here. Market's rejected it 1, 2, kind of 3 times now. You see a rejection here, and a bit here. So you have some rejection happening at this price. Early this morning, the market tapped that price 5 in the morning. It looks like London session, and had a quick dip down, came back, quick dip down. You could see it's kind of working that area like a resistance. So it could try to come dip down even to like 28.50, 28.25. Someone asked, maybe a little far from where price is at right now. If you're looking at, what is that, like on a 4-hour daily, maybe. For now, it looks like maybe we could pull back to 28.50. Kind of what I said this morning. If you look at this morning, I talked about more short-term, like short-term bearish. Still in an uptrend overall. Could be still setting up to push up one more time. But this morning I was kind of highlighting that area, 28.70, 28.75 area for gold. I think if you break above it, it shows some force. Maybe a break and retest above that level. It could, like looking at a smaller time frame, like right now price is holding above 28.60. There's been a couple reactions at 28.60, but you can see that 28.75 is holding. You'd have to watch, like I think at the, like you have 28.50 down here, 28.75. So you can see how the market is pretty much just in this range, like tapping the top. Okay, there's still potentially room to even come down 28.50 or lower. I think I wrote in Discord 28.50, 28.40 zone, right? That wrote 2 kind of areas where maybe a bullish reaction could come from on gold in Discord. 28.50, 28.45. If we come down there, you'd have to watch tonight. So basically what you'd have to kind of watch tonight if you're scalping it or looking for bullish to hold more in the near term is this 28.60 level, 28.55. right, which is still hovered above 2850. There could be demand at 2850. So if you're going into the London session, this is kind of like pre-London, going into late Tokyo hours. You could see 2855, 2860. That's a pretty good zone right now. You could see the market even has been staying a bit above. It's a bit above 2850, so I'm seeing potential the market could come into here first. Kind of even like if you're considering the 2875 level, it's kind of looking like a head and shoulders a bit. A little bit of like a H&S, head and shoulders potentially forming. You have here, left. So for now, it's like 2875 is pretty much holding. Like it tried to go above there but failed. Just came back to it not too long ago, close to it. So yeah, like someone asked, 2825. Depends on if it has a strong reversal here on the daily. We are at all-time highs, so it's like an interesting environment to be in on gold. You're at all-time highs, obviously, so I think for buys, it'd be better to just kind of sit on the hands and like see like if price can come down more, because you have been pretty much consolidating. And I see, like I like 20. I would rather see the market come down, like I wrote in Discord, 2850, 2840 potentially. Sells, I think, were like I wrote like some pips ago. But that was short term. Like if you caught 2875, like, well, that was after the fact. The market did drop from it. Here, I talked about it after the market made this drop. That's when I posted it. Was on that candle. So even like that move could have been caught. Like right now, the market's dropping below 2870, 2875. So short term, like it's kind of played out already for the zone that I was talking about for shorts this morning. A lot of people been catching some trades. Hopefully people caught some of those sells. You can see here, 2871. Nice pip and dip. Some people were able to catch some sells, hopefully more. Here's another one. Boom, that's high up. Oh, that's a buy. Nice, never mind. That's not the sell. A little bit after, like I posted this after the market made this drop down. I was like, okay, we're back below 2875, right? I posted it pretty much like right here. Yeah, 1144 right here is where I was like, okay, market's below, broke below, potentially it could come pull back 2875. So short term, like if you look at when I posted this, that was in the morning, guys. So I keep my notifications on. I tag everyone when I do a chart post. I tag everyone. I make sure I tag everyone when I update like a good chart. I pretty much do, like if you look at, if you scroll, there's been a good amount of charts. So those sells, like they played out. Like my highest entry was around 2874. So I talked about this literally in the morning, and I was updating. You could see right here, it was actually like 11:30 this morning, 11:33 this morning. So I was after this broke down. I was like, okay, so 11:33. That literally right here. So like 2875. There was some pips to catch there. That's a quarter level. Those can be like good evident levels to keep an eye on. Like if you go on a daily chart, and you practice this, take your daily chart, all right? just start, maybe start at a prime number, like, okay, 2,500. I'll start at 2,500. It's a pretty prime number. $2,500, kind of a, you know, prime number, I would say. Take the daily chart, maybe start at a point. You can go lower, do different parts of the chart. Like, you could go back down here and maybe start at, like, okay, I'm going to start at $1,800. That's a pretty prime number. It's kind of how I like to do things when I would study. When I would study the charts myself, like back test. That's the kind of stuff I would do. Okay, go to the chart, maybe start at a certain point, work up from there, build some knowledge, build some understanding, right? So it's good to maybe start off by taking like a daily chart. Take a good section of the chart, like what I'm doing right now, $2,500 down here. So that brings me up almost all. So up here is $2,900. Right? And when you're marking every $25, it's going to be a good amount of lines to put, but they're pretty good distance. It's not like having $10 on your chart. There's only, you know, one number that you got to focus on, really. So we'll do this real quick. I'll try to be quick here. What's the indicator? I think I saw someone put an indicator in the Discord that they made based on something like this. You gotta hit me up. Maybe they're in the inner circle. There's some indicators. How many touches? I see your question. One moment. Let me just like mark these up. Hold up. Give me a minute. Give me a brief minute. So it might look kind of messy here. Like that line shouldn't be there. It's gonna look a little messy for a bit, but bear with me. I would start on like a daily, like I'm doing, take a point, just mark every $25. I'm kind of doing it messy way right now. Could have went like one by one. I kind of just went all over the place. It's a good way to start. So you can kind of train your eye and see different times of the market too. Like going back and doing this and maybe even seeing other times of the market, other months, other durations, periods, right? Because you could take like a different price range. Right, like what did I just do from $2,500 to $2,900? So I just took a $400 distance, and I can see that's from August, about mid-August, end of August, to now, right? If you're scalping's more of the $5 and $10 level, and scalping can be like seconds. That's the thing with scalping, like. You can use these levels on like $5 and $10 levels and get quick reactions in a couple of minutes. I've done it live on the live streams. We've done it live. And I've showed it live. I've taken trades live and showed people this live, which is where the term pip and dip comes from. So that'd be a good kind of thing to know. Like you could take different pieces of the chart. Like I could go from here, which is like, okay, what do I see here? I see $1,600. Okay, and I could go all the way up to, let's say, $2,000. So that's a pretty good distance. Or, you know, if I want to go to $2,100, or that price distance, and then work in there and just kind of study the charts, get an idea, like see, like, okay, okay, I see what price did at this. Train your eye a bit more. Go on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, drop to the 4 hour. That's where you're gonna see a good amount of reactions, right? If we were to actually maybe start back and go to where we talked about in August here, right, and look at some of these price levels, like here it's 25.25, right? I said in Discord it's not perfect. I'm interested in the whole numbers theory he's doing. Okay, we'll work on it. We'll tweak it. We'll work on it. How many touches can an area have to break it? Well, like the more touches something has, the weaker it essentially does become. Like it's kind of a hard question to answer because like you could see this level had one. Like look at 25.25. This is back in August. I was probably catching some of these cells, to be honest. Like I was probably literally looking at some of these cells. Probably the ones more towards the end of August. I was probably missed that one. Actually, that went to 30, right? Yeah, I remember sending a trade on this green candle back in August, and it went up, and I think it hit stop loss because my stop loss was 50 pips. My TP was like 200. So I had like a 50 pip stop loss here, and I sent a signal, and it hit stop loss, but then like it dumped. Like it obviously would have went to like TP2, TP3. Like if you're observing the levels like on a 4 hour, it's like okay, I could see some candles react on a 4 hour chart. For instance here 1, for instance here 2, for instance here 3, for instance here 4, for instance here 5, for instance here. You could see there's actually a numerous amount of reactions literally at this one price level, and that's in a period of how many days? Right, so we got 22 days, but you got some weekends, right, for trading. So this would have been August. You can see August 20th. Next time it was there was August 26th, then August 27th, August 29th, August 30th, September 6th, September 11th. But then you get this breakout. See this candle that breaks out finally? Like no candles actually broke out, and we're able to close above it. See, there's a candle right here that actually breaks above it, closing, and the next candle's holding more above it. That could be maybe a thing to take note of right there, like a breakout. Okay, like how does a breakout look? What could show me? Okay, we might be getting a breakout. In case you're selling, maybe in case you're selling here, and it's like okay, no, we're getting a breakout. I gotta get out, right? Because look how price went up after it broke out. When it comes to like a floor or a ceiling or like a resistance and a support like that, the more times you touch something, the weaker it becomes. Like a lot of times levels like this, they end up getting broken out. But if we were to observe even just like 2500 here, you might not notice it, but my eyes see very little. My eyes see the little things, right? Like you have candles in here where my crosshairs that are getting small reactions. This is on a 4 hour. So probably in that moment, what that shows me in that moment, like you would have had a really good scalping trade. Like this went up, nice, 2500, but then boom, breaks down, fake out. So here's a fake out accumulation play. Here's your FU, your fake out candle. The next candle engulfs it. There's a fake out around a psychological level. The next candle engulfs it, holds the range back above 2500. On the 4 hour time frame, you got this big engulfing candle here. So think about this red candle. A lot of traders here would have been shorting the market seeing this red candle, but then quickly you got an engulfing candle that goes back and it holds 2500 here, right? So there's actually more than one reaction off of 2500, even though you got that fake out there, but you can see like 3, 4 reactions off of that price. Maybe for certain moments better than others. Why is this happening? Why is this right here? So question for you guys. Why is this here? Why is this happening at 2500? Why is the price doing this at 2500? On Saturday, last Saturday, like this past Saturday on the weekend, if you go to live streams, you'll see a pretty good training there. That talks, and that I'm talking about more of the $5 and $10 levels. I saw someone said something about $5 and $10 levels in the chat. That was a good stream. It was a bonus session I did on the weekend 4 days ago. So like a lot of a lot of orders are usually around these whole numbers, so oftentimes you can get fake outs like this at them. Because a lot of traders are usually like institutions too, like usually there's a lot of orders around the whole numbers, so often you'll see fake out situations like this where the next candle can engulf. But just when it comes to like reactions, you know, closing above or closing below, like these can hold kind of as like stronger support and resistances. Like if you look at the price action over here at 2500, to the left you see there's some reactions, a fake out, but when you come back to 2500 you have some pretty good reactions there. Like back to it here, you see another reaction, but you're seeing this big move down, this big red candle right here. Where does that red candle go to, right? When you look at where that red candle goes to, it goes down $25 and it stops at the next $25 level. Exactly $25 level, fills some of this imbalance here. Too, it looks, this candle reached there, like market was definitely trying to reach for something. Oh, and look, simple break and retest. See, when you zoom out, you see more. If you look to the left there, you could see little highs there. We have 24.75. So that's 24.75. So I'm giving you guys a good training right now. I'm giving you guys a pretty good training right now that, you know, you want to understand these things when you're analyzing the market, especially if you're someone. I was talking last night, we were on, and I was talking about how the 4 hours a good time frame to focus on weekly. This matches with what I was talking about yesterday. Now I'm showing you kind of some training on that. So when you look at 24.75 here, 2500 didn't hold. And the market pushes down to 24.75, creates this big wick, rejection candle, like a hammer, pin bar, and then runs back up above 2500. So when you look at, if you're looking at reactions, like let's just think like really practical. One thing, like most traders think practically wrong. They think in like step by like there's a lot of steps with strategies, but sometimes it's just spotting things or just being like, I'm gonna trade like this at this time and follow this rule. Like simply, like it could be literally, I'm only gonna watch the 4 hour time frame and I'm gonna trade at the quarter levels. It could be really practical like that. And that's when I say practical, like it could be practical, like okay, I'm gonna focus only on 4 hour charts, maybe daily 4 hours, 1 hour at the, maybe 1 hour at the smallest. But like practical thinking is just like, I'm only gonna watch the 4 hour and I'm only gonna focus on the quarters. Everything else outside of that is just not in my zone, outside of my radar. I'm only just gonna focus on the quarters. So when you're thinking practically like that, because I've sent a lot of trade ideas, trade analysis, taken a lot of trades. So if you're selling here, you're getting a good entry. The market may have not dropped 20,000 pips, but there was a good move there off the quarter, right? $16, right? Next time it came back there, it held it a couple times actually. There was a bigger move when it comes down to it. So they're not perfect and all. They can have sensitive reactions, but if you're looking at like where you could be buying, where you could be selling based off the quarters, it may take more patient. You might not be getting as many trades as like a scalper, right? Or a day trader. Someone who's just like planning, I'm going to take one trade at one time of the day. Like a day trader or a scalper could say, I'm going to go kind of like a job. When you go to work every day, you go to work at the same time every day and you do the same job. So like a scalper or a day trader is like, I'm going to go to the market at the same time every day, look for a trade. I'm gonna put on some risk at this time of the day. One time a day at this time. I'm going to look for a trade, look for an entry. It's not about how many pips I'm trying to catch. It's kind of about, okay, if the market gives me something in that moment for day trading or scalping. You know, I'm trying to get a good entry, maybe get a good reaction for quick in and out, come back the next day, right? That's like more of like a day trading approach to the market. Going into day trading would be, I'm going same pair, same time, and just kind of spotting what you can see collectively on the things you know, market structure, right? Different patterns, right? That's exactly, yeah, and to take liquidity, because a lot of traders are probably positioning themselves around these whole numbers, right? These psychological numbers, right? So exactly, that's a good answer. So when you're looking at where you could be positioning yourself, you could be positioning yourself at good spots if you really go back test this, right? Good spots in the market. When you look recently, what I like to look at, especially when it like a good style of trading, but it might not be always in the moment, like scalping. If you've been with me for the last like month on YouTube, well, after this week it'll be 4 weeks. You've seen some live trading, live scalping. You've seen me take live trades, right? Over the last couple of weeks, some of you guys who have been plugged in maybe since day one or week one. Those things can be in those moments, but a lot of those trades we've taken too, like we could, the buys, all the buys, some of those entries we gathered throughout the month were, you know, some that we could still be in or some we could have held longer. If you're just trading like a 4-hour time frame, you can really like look for good swings on the market, right? If you're just like more of a 4-hour style, like you're looking at the 4-hour chart, right? And you're not maybe always, and you're only using these quarters. You're not looking every $10, every $5. You should be able to find 1 or 2 good entries a week, right? Unless the market, sometimes like the market can just run on you. So you may have to be really patient if it just runs on you. Like when you're looking at gold, a couple times just in the past like month, or this isn't even the past month, this is like the past week we're looking at. Like you could see 27.75. You can see down here at and around these quarters, right? These are key psychological levels. We were actually live right here on this candle and I was trying to buy gold. Well, I did, but I was scalped it. I knew I should have held those buys. I was live on FOMC there. You know, when you get a trend like this month with trade wars, like a lot of like there's wars going on before the trade wars. Like gold's been going up before this trade wars news came out, right? You could see some quick, like even in the moment, like if you look at 2,800 here, like that would have been the price to wait. Like if you were looking for sells all in here, like think about all the traders. Gold's high, I gotta sell, I gotta sell, I gotta sell, I gotta sell, I gotta sell. That sometimes can be me looking at the $10 levels, because if you go, we're on a 4-hour right now. If you were to go look in here on a 5-minute chart, right, in these green candles, there will be little sells, right? If we were to go to a 5-minute, I'm going to circle it. If we were to go to a 5-minute in there, right, where I circled, there will be reactions. There will be some sells, some little ones. And the thing about gold is those might be like 50, 60, 70 pip reactions, right? So those are at like your $10 levels. When you're looking at some of these sells that might be short term in the moment, like you got 27.80 here, close to it. 27.75, 27.80, 27.85 up here. Like those reactions could be happening too. Like you could have 5-minute chart that's getting these small quick reactions at $10 levels, right? I think the key, something I said this morning, was going with the flow. Maybe going to your chart, identifying a trend, like saying, okay, what's the trend? Because I think as a human and a trader, we're not always able to go to the chart at times and be like, oh, is there a clear trend right now? No, I'll come back later. It's not always like jump on the charts like, oh, it's clear. It could be maybe some time gauging that out. But it could be easier to answer like what's the trend. Like the trend right now is bullish on gold, right? The trend is very bullish, right? We know that. We got 2850 down here. We got 2075 at the top. So we know like at the most there could be a retracement to 2850. But this is where those like $10 levels can kind of start to come in handy, or those $5 levels can start to come in handy when you're looking maybe more near term, right? Like you have 2860 here. Right, this is where some of those other levels could maybe come in handy between one of these bigger ranges, like 2875, 2850. That's a $25 range. Inside of there, we're gonna have, right, a 2860, a 2870, and another 5. So inside of that $25 range, we're gonna have 3 other numbers that could be key, or even 4 with the 28, with the 65, right? So you can see like right now, like 2860, that's a $10 level, kind of like in the middle, right? Kind of, not so equally. This is where like when you have that separation between like, okay, down here's 2825, 2850. I make these equal, they're bigger, see, because I drew one on the 5 minute, or I drew one on a smaller time frame, one on a larger time frame. Like down here, 2825 to 2850, that's a $25 zone, right? In between, you're gonna maybe have like your 40 or your 30, right? You have 2840 here, which is kind of like 2860 right now. And below you have 2835, 2830. So in like an instance where the market's still in an uptrend, right? An instance like this is why I want to do a good gold update. I was gonna be live right here. That's the thing. Like we would have been live right here. 2860 maybe holds, or if you get a break above 2875, potentially retest continuation. That could be something to look for. I think on like the bigger picture, like 2825, someone asked, that's a bit too far. I think 2850 would be like the first kind of like, not the first, but at the most like where it could hold to. 2860, you could see maybe even like following the lows, like prices consolidating up here. Like you could see to the left here, still have this low. Market could still try to hold its upside. I did post a chart earlier saying just short term. I was saying like a short term move that would have worked great for short term. But if you notice to the left, not to the left, to the right there, have this there. That's kind of like, okay, if we break above 2875, potentially watch for pullbacks, continuations. Saying if we break above that level. That's one thing I posted earlier, so that could still be even kind of in play. Like if, I think it's over here on this chart. Did I take it off? Yeah, I took it off by accident. Like that's something that could still be in play if the market is able to get above that. Understanding we're still in an uptrend. That's something you could wait for. Like understanding gold's still in an uptrend and we're just kind of more looking for buys, like sells. That's why I said sell short term. Let's see if the market continues the trend now. Like I've been saying kind of at like since Monday, like buys are what, even at the end of Friday last week, like Thursday, Friday last week. Same thing I was saying at the end of last week, like buys are what you want. So you either want to see prices drop, like give you good retracements for buys, pullbacks for buys, or continuation setups for buys. Because there is demand for gold right now. You could see it on the chart too, like how the price has been trading. So tonight, potential setups could be like, you could watch and see even if price breaks above 28.75 and goes for like that retest of it. That would be like more of a continuation setup. If price manages to pull back to 2850 area around there or lower, I would potentially, like, if we get like a pullback more to 2850 or lower, that could be an area to keep an eye on. Right now, when you look at the price of gold, pretty much in the middle, holding that 2860, a nice $10 level. Those are always key, even on smaller time frames. Like, this is a 15-minute chart. If you're looking at 2860 area right here, price has been staying above it. I think one more up could happen on gold, because if you look at the price of gold lately, and I've gone over this on every single stream, I feel like I've talked about it so much. Every single stream since the first week, gold has gone up until the end of the week, like Friday, and then into the market open. If you study gold the last 4 or 5 weeks, you'll notice price literally yeah, this uptrend. If you study the price of gold, you'll notice literally every Friday, going into Friday, the market is now starting its drop. Going into Friday or after Friday, that was Thursday, Friday. All of these red lines are Fridays. So when you look at gold, like literally the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, it's ended the week pretty strong into like the end of the week. JM says, I like the 4 hour. Me too. I think the 4 hour like is a pretty concrete, solid time frame. Like, if you just focus on it, you'll find good trades. I'll help you learn them. I think that's a good phase to go through in trading. Like I mentioned that 24 hours ago. There was a time like 2-3 years ago, I think a little bit more now. No, yeah, like 3-4 years ago, where I was just like, I pretty much treated it like I'm limiting myself. So my mindset, I didn't look at the 1 minute, didn't look at the 5 minute, I didn't look at any smaller time frames for trades. I think the smallest I would go is like the 2 hour. I pretty much like limited my trading to make it like this, where literally I only gave myself like access to, like, I treated like I only have access to the 4 hour. I think that was a good thing for me to test, because it puts you through a good like phase of like learning and really realizing, I don't need to be always in the market to be profitable. I can really just wait for good 4 hour setups, which can still be involved every day, every other day in the market. You may even get better at patience with that type of style and approach. So that's one thing I did. I was like, I treated it like I only have access to the 4 hour. Like, let me just only base my setups, my trade setups off the 4 hour. Yeah, at that rate, it would average like some weeks 3, some weeks more, some weeks less, a couple setups a week. Not a lot, but a lot adds up. Like, big things don't, big numbers don't just start into a big, like, if you're gonna take, I was saying on the previous stream we did, if you're gonna take 2 to 3 trades a week, right? Multiply that times 52 weeks, right? So you'll have an average, right, of 102 or 104. Let's just say, for numbers' sake, if you were just taking 2 to 3 trades a week that you put a risk and set a stop loss on, or whether you hold it to your stop loss or not, like stop loss is, I look at my stop loss as like my max risk, maximum risk. I put it in a place where it's likely not to go. So I try to set myself up 2 3 trades in a week, you know, that might seem like little, but it could add up when you think about like, okay, 156 trades in a year potentially. If you're taking 2 to 3 trades a week, you might be risking $100 per trade. You might be risking $50 per trade, right? Or $20 per trade. What if you're risking $5 a trade, right? Or, you know, starting off. I remember when I first started trading, my very first trade I did was $5, or like something like that. I remember making like $8.75 profit, something like that. I was stoked because it happened in like 30 minutes. And I was like, damn, I'm my own boss right now. I just made like $8.75 in 30 minutes. I felt like a boss. I felt like I was about to go fire my boss. I was working in a restaurant at the time. I remember when I first like experienced profit in trading for the first time, I went to work like, yo, I'm out of here, fam. You guys are gonna see. And then 2 months later, I got another job. Literally, two months later, I got another job. This GBP, I think more Australian dollar news can be, even Canadian dollar news. I don't think GBP is much. Oh, I would say no more for GBP. AUD tends to GBP like UK GBP. They should have a ton of gold too, though. No. So if you think about, if I'm taking 156 trades per year and I'm risking $1,000 per trade, it's a pretty big nut. That adds up, right? So think about your numbers. If you're taking $100, you know, you're risking $100 per trade. You're taking X amount of positions over time. So we call it an equity curve, right? Like in the law, when you talk about the law of numbers and the average of numbers, the more times you do something, like, you know, this might sound, did you ever see, what's that movie with the guy from Breaking Bad where he cracks the lottery because he realizes the more he does something, the higher percentage odds that he gets, right? Over time, right? Not over time, but in terms of numbers. So like if you're trading, like your setups are going to come over time. If you're looking at a 4-hour chart, you know, it might be some weeks more or less, right? Type in the chat for me if I'm making sense right now. Type in the chat if I'm making sense right now. Let me know. So you gotta think about, that's something I never thought of in the beginning of trading. Like, okay, I'm gonna risk $50 on this trade. Okay, I'm gonna risk $100 on this trade. But you're doing it consistently over time, right? Like you know, by the end of the year, you might take 156 trades, right? Or 200 trades, right? Yeah, like, so for instance, NFP. So another reason why gold's going up right now. Let's talk about this. Here's a good thing, because I've through years of doing like sessions, I've mentioned this, and if you stay with me for years, like I'm gonna be on YouTube for years, right? Like I'm 28 years old. I'm gonna be doing this for forever, right? This is my life. Got years of doing this. You will hear me say this. Some of you guys have probably heard me say this before, right? If you look at NFP this week, so it's Wednesday now, Monday, market open, Sunday, Monday, right? So investors, traders, market looks at NFP is expected to come out negative. It's like, it's forecasted. So this is called the forecast. You have your forecast, you have your previous, you have your actual number that gets released on the news event. What's the market doing right now for gold too, right? And the dollar. The dollar is starting to show some weakness, right? Dollar is starting to show, I would say, a bit more weakness. I gotta put my weekly chart back. A bit more weakness, right? I would say maybe a local top if we go to the monthly, even making a local top. Look at the dollar. Dollar's showing signs of weakness, like a local top coming in. Something we talked about in the beginning weeks of the streams. Remember the training I did after inauguration? Man, I'm gonna ask in the morning because I know I'll have like a few hundred people on in the morning when we go live. Maybe some of you guys, maybe a handful of you guys that are here live with me right now. Remember when I said after inauguration, like inauguration is January 20th, depending on the way of price, typically after you get like opposite direction. Some of you guys might have been there. Pretty sure I posted in Discord too. We gotta look. We talked about this. Talked about some of this stuff. So one thing is dollar weakness. One reason why dollar has weakness is because Friday's non-farm payroll. So someone mentioned in the chat NFP on Friday, so it could make a fake bullish candle and then go down. So NFP on Friday is forecasted to be negative. That doesn't mean it's going to come out negative. It's just mean what's expected. And the market will do this a lot of time. Because most traders will be like, most traders the day of will be like, oh, it's expected to be negative, gold should go up. Right? Maybe it's positive on Friday and gold dumps and takes out that liquidity, right? So what happens at the beginning of the week, because there's time, you got to think about Sunday, Monday, the market knows NFP is coming out on Friday. There's time to trade it towards that sentiment already in case it comes out negative or in case it comes out positive, because a lot of times the forecast doesn't come out as it's forecasted, as expected, okay? So the forecast sometimes can kind of work like a magnet for price prior to. It can create a trend based on its forecast. The market will trade a lot of times, and I'm teaching some key stuff right now. Key stuff that I didn't learn when I first started trading. No one taught me this. I had to learn this on my own by, you know how I learned this? From going to the news. Like, oh, it's coming out negative. Oh, the news is going to come out negative or this or that. And then it does the opposite, and it's like, what happened? And then I realized, oh, the market already went up the entire week. It already traded to what the news was expected to come out. A lot of traders don't know this stuff, right? It wasn't something I paid attention to, definitely in the beginning days. But I noticed it from time and time, over and over countless hours on the charts, weeks, spending times on the charts, right? Those of you guys that are in my inner circle are going to learn a lot with me. You know, like, think about it. I've been on the charts 8 to 10 hours a day, some days more, but every single day for the last 8-10 years. Maybe in between there, so that's why I say 8-10 years, maybe in between there some time off, but I've been on the charts for 10 years, right? So when it comes down to this, it's already forecasted negative. It's like, if it comes out negative now, gold will probably shoot up or it could dump down. Like, negative on Friday means worse for dollar, gold's bullish, but it just depends on how price delivers that too, because I've seen a lot of news events that come out as expected, price does the opposite, but gives you the setup after, right? Because a lot of people are expecting gold bullish, right? So there's always a chance it flushes out the bullish, comes down before that. You'll notice that, so pay attention to that. You will notice certain weeks where the market trades a certain direction before a news event. And then you'll look at the forecast and be like, huh, that's interesting, right? There's a negative forecast for the dollar here. Average hourly earnings expected to stay the same, which is a drop from the previous. Back in here, was higher. No, isn't higher better? Wouldn't a higher average hourly earnings would be better? Unemployment rate expected to stay the same. Like, there's no, is it going to be lowered? Is it going to be, higher? Like, so the market, the dollar has some of that, like, it's offsetted towards that this week. So, like, you're seeing some bearish movement on the dollar to start the week off, right? Maybe towards the end, opposite happens because the market's already trading. I think the market's kind of already trading in a negative sentiment. It's like, oh, dollar is expected to be negative on Friday because of NFP. But what if it comes out better than expected? Then might not have so much bad impact to the dollar, right? So just some forward thinking, right? NFP is a major day. It's the most. So for those of you guys that don't know, non-farm payroll is the most like liquid day, like in terms of activity and people trading it. That hour, that day is a very high activity day. I don't say that to excite you, to make it be like, I gotta trade NFP because everyone's trading it and the market's gonna move. As a trader, when you mature, you don't think of things like that. Like, you don't go to NFP like, because I know it's gonna move, because everyone's trading it, I have to trade it. Professionals don't think like that, because professionals think in terms of, it's not about how much you make, it's about keeping more money too, right? So an event like NFP is one of what I like to call a mainstream day. The next 2 days, since it's NFP week, the next 2 days we're going to be doing a lot of talk on NFP and some training on it. So here's some context for you guys, right? It's a very mainstream day, right? You know, mainstream media, mainstream, you know that term. So a lot of traders, it has a lot of attention to it. But there's some funny things that happen on NFP, and through the rest of the week, tomorrow and Friday, we're going to be going over this stuff because we have still a few streams for the week, right? So it's a highly attentive day that doesn't, you know, that shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, NFP is going to move a lot of pips. No, like, you still just want to kind of approach it with a grounded plan, like a really stoic plan, right? Not be so, excited, right? Like a normal day. But you have a plan, you have a strategy. Go to the news videos, because I'm going to be teaching this the next couple of days on the stream. So we're gonna break down this a bit more in the next couple of days on our streams, right? Up until Friday. And maybe on the weekend we'll do another bonus stream. If you guys want, maybe I'll ask the Discord. We'll see where we're at the end of the week here. But if you go on my YouTube, I recently posted a video, right? Next couple of days we're gonna be talking about this stuff, because it's, I think, an important week to talk about it. On major news weeks like this is some of the information we'll be going back to. This type of information when it comes to, oh, Evan, there's unemployment claims. Evan, there's NFP, there's FOMC. It goes back to this type of information here that we talk about, like understanding what the market could do. All right. If you go here, I talk about it in that video, right? So on NFP day, I've seen a lot of NFPs, and they usually bring that fast reaction. One moment, let me find something. Yeah, I got look at this shirt. This is like a shirt. I wore this, man. This is like a shirt a 20-year-old would wear. Funny thing is, I bought it when I was like 21, 22 maybe. It's like my pajama now. Like my house shirt. Where is it? Should be able to pull it up real quick. Bear with me for a minute. Where is it? I'm surprised it's not here. I didn't delete it, did I? Don't think I deleted it. Maybe I did. Where is it? Oh. Found it. That's fine. Boom, boom, boom. Found it. All right. Hold up. Wait a minute. We good. Spam. I'll spam the Discord chat. I'll say something maybe on Friday. We'll see how I'm feeling Friday. Got a lot of work to do this weekend to organize. Like got a lot of work to do for the inner circle prepare. There's a lot of things that I have planned for it that I got to work on for March. So the course is ready. Everything is ready. Videos are all ready. I'm getting a lot of ideas lately. I'm 28. So fake out candle can happen. That's like when it goes into a major news, honestly, like it's just like not getting, like, yeah, we know the market can move. You don't want to FOMO. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to let your emotions take over you. I'm a very unemotional person. It's kind of sucks sometimes because of trading. Trading has made me unemotional to a lot of things because it gives you kind of thick skin, rhino skin. When you're in drawdowns, when you know, there's things I've done that people wouldn't even be able to stomach. So it's an emotional game. So you have to make decisions and do things that take away the emotion. So you don't want to FOMO, right? NFP, Peps are temporary, drip is forever, eh? It's Palm Angels. They do stuff with like these teddy bears. Funny thing is, I used to go outside with this shirt. I don't know why. It's used to be a fire shirt. I used to wear this in the Richard Mill. Yeah. So yeah, the fake out candle that can present itself in the beginning of news. So you have NFP this week. This is, since it's Wednesday, you kind of want to mentally prepare yourself. Like, as you stay on the charts over time and you see these news events happen, that'll prepare yourself as well. But for instance, this was September, like this past September that we had, 2024. So like I said, we call it the fake out candle, or I like to say the temporary candle. What I like to say is, again, temporary candle. You know, in Austin Powers when he goes, mode, like what's his name, Dr. Evil? We call it the temporary candle, okay? Anybody ever seen that movie, Austin Powers? Bro, they could not make movies like that these days. People would be like, what is this? Go watch Austin Powers 1 and 2 and ask yourself, like, especially if you've seen it, if you watched it a long time ago, go watch it and you'll be like, bro, like, what was it? Like, they could not make it nowadays. So you got to kind of be mentally prepared for like this fake out candle, because remember, like, think about what happened the other day in crypto. Or forex is a large market, right? Think about crypto the other day. What happened? 749,000 traders got liquidated, and a big crypto that many traders. So think about an event like NFP. How much traders are about to get liquidated in 5 to 15 minutes? How many stop losses are gonna get hit? Oh yeah. Yo, I'm gonna watch number 1 now. I'm literally gonna watch number 1 now. Like, maybe if you're I'm 1996, so my generation for sure knows that. Not everyone. I don't know if you're If you're younger, I don't know how the youngest person is on here. You were born like 2006. Maybe you don't know what that is. If you were born in 2006 or like 2005. Oh, that's like a classic. I think everybody should know what that is. That's why I like gold, you know, when he's like, I love gold. So this is what you got to be prepared for this week, guys. You know, we're going to talk about this here for maybe the last 15 minutes. If there's any questions, start dropping them in the chat now. Talk a little. There's some good crypto news I'll cover here in the last bit too. $2005, 2004. Damn, you know. Yeah, I'm 1996. 1996, 2004, 2005. No way. What age is that? Damn. If I could go back, so I'll tell you, knowledge is. If I could go back to 18, 19 years old and knew what I knew now, it'd be crazy. Like, damn. So, like, at that age, 18, 19, you kind of have room to fail, right? You have time to fail. You have time to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna practice trading for a year, see what I can do, see what I can make of it, find some progress, learn from my mistakes, learn from my successes. So I'd be prepared. Like, we're obviously gonna go over this much more in the morning sessions, but in the morning session tomorrow, and then on NFP day, like we have tomorrow morning session. We'll be live for NFP to see if this happens, but that's kind of like what I like to anticipate. Just to give you guys a heads up, I like to anticipate that the market could do this because how many times I've seen it. 96. Yeah, what's his name? The like gold member. His name, yeah, gold member. And mini me. I'll be like Dr. E. I'll find the mini me for gold, like one of you guys. And we'll create like the gold Illuminati, someone said. We'll create like the gold traders Illuminati. No. 2006. Damn. I'm like, wait, here's that. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, like if you're that, some of those ages you guys are, you got room for growth. Like being young like that, like I'm 28 and I'm saying I'm young. This is the youngest I'll ever be. Today's the youngest you'll ever be, right? No matter what age you are, for the rest of your life. It's the youngest you'll be for the rest of your life, right? So you guys, 2006, dog. Damn. It's crazy. That's 10 years difference from me. So 18, maybe going on to 19 then. Yeah, like at that age, at that age, I didn't have much responsibilities in life. I was working a job. At that age, you don't have much responsibilities in life, right? You don't have, I don't know if you have kids, but I don't know if you do specifically, but for me, like, let me just maybe try to relate to that age group. For me at that age, all I had was a cell phone bill and the next party I was trying to go to. Right? So at 17, 18, when I started, it was, okay, cell phone bill, where's the next party on the weekend? So once I found, but I'll switch the script for you. Once I found like personal development, the law of attraction and trading, I stopped going to parties. I stopped going out. That stuff made me uncomfortable. So there's a lot of room for growth, for progress at that age, I always say, because a lot of young people hit me up that are like 10 years younger than me. Younger people, I'm still young. I'm 28, that's young. Still. I know people that are like 32, 34, they're stressing. I don't know. There's so many different perspectives you can have on life. How do you stake in crypto? Man, I'd love to show that right now. That would be like a whole lesson. That's going to be in my inner circle. There's going to be a whole webinar on that in the inner circle. So like in the inner circle, there's going to be literally lessons on staking. So be prepared tomorrow. So how do you stake like Coinbase? Like I'm going to be going over some of this in my inner circle. I don't know if you're a part of it. But Coinbase, like there's things you want to learn about because there's different coins you can stake, different platforms, APYs. Like I'll show you an example. Like for instance, here's Polkadot. I'll show you an example of what staking looks like, just real quick. Like for instance, I'm going to be teaching this stuff in my inner circle. You go to maybe an exchange like Coinbase, right? This is not financial advice, just educating you on your question. Like, and Polkadot. I'll use Polkadot as an example. All right? So if you look at my cell phone here, you can see this is my one of my Polkadot accounts. If you on my ledger, so for those of you guys in my inner circle are going to see a lot more of this type of stuff because kind of private stuff, right? So every other day I get some Polkadot, right? Every other day. I've been getting this for a while. I've been staking Polkadot for a while. You should see my ledger. That's where I started this account over a year now. Started staking Polkadot, for instance, and like on my ledger, it's different because there's times where, like right now, if I go on my ledger, I have like 300 Polkadot available balance from what was staked, from what's being staked. I could take that Polkadot, put it somewhere else, and just keep staking until I get another 300 Polkadot. Like, there's a lot I'm going to be teaching on with this in the inner circle. Ethereum, for instance, I think on this account, how much Ethereum did I gain on this account? I think I gained like 0.4 Ethereum on this. Like, show you, for instance, here, like, look. So I even got like Ethereum rewards on a different account. And look, when you think about the new age of money, the inner circle is going to learn a lot. But I did a video on YouTube, and like if you're on my streams, like trust, like you'll learn a lot. There's a video. Surprisingly, it seems my crypto videos have the lowest views, which makes me feel kind of good for crypto because it shows it's not even as big as forex, right? Over here, 2 videos 3 months ago before the elections, before Bitcoin hit 100K when it was at $60,000. In one of these videos, I'm talking about the evolution of money. Go watch one of those videos. It's very educational and informational. Maybe go watch both of them. If you go to playlists, if you go to my playlists, you'll see a crypto playlist. There's a good amount of videos in there. Pretty informational. One of them I go through a PDF where you're getting a lot of good info. Some knowledgeable information that once you become more matured in trading, you'll be like, oh man, this is stuff. It's good knowledge. There's some good knowledge in here. There's a part where I'm talking about the evolution of money. All right, I'm talking about the evolution of money in that part. So I'm talking about the barter, the gold, metal coins, fiat system, right, and so forth. I think, oh, my camera's in the way in that part. Does it show the full little... It's like credit cards. You go to fiat, you go to credit cards, and then you go to digital currency. It comes down to like staking. Understand what it is. What is staking, right? Like, what is that, right? When you think about dividends for stocks, right? I think I might even talk about it in this video, maybe a part of it. If you know what stock dividends are, right? If you ever heard of that, where you can get dividends for holding shares of a stock, right? That's what virtually staking is, right? For some of these crypto assets. Ethereum is a large one. Solana, Sui, you could stake Sui. You could stake a lot of coins. Polkadot's one I've been doing for a while. I think collectively I've earned 3,000 additional Polkadot from staking. The amount that I was staking though, and I'll I don't. That's the thing. Like, this isn't something I always go into because I don't like saying the amounts so much and showing how much coins I'm staking, because to the average person it's like maybe a lot. Like, to give you, for instance, I have 14,000 Polkadot coins. Just to give you an example. Just in Polkadot I have 14,000 coins. Collectively I've probably earned though from that like 3,000 to 4,000 range from staking. So I staked like 10,000 of my dot. I have a lot of Polkadot. If you ask why, it's because I bought it a long time ago, like here, and then when it came back to like here, I was aggressively buying it October. But that's like a staking coin. Like, who knows? Like, long term, it has good potential. It's ahead of its time. ETH, you could stake ETH, right? Like, but it's knowing what staking is too. Like, how do you do it? It's really easy to do, like Coinbase, or you can do it on ledgers. It's easy to do. It's kind of just understanding what it is, right? Like, how much lifetime earnings, and you can see your lifetime earnings. So again, when it comes down to like dividends for stocks, I don't know what, like, it might, like, it just depends on the amount you have too, of like the amount you're staking. Like Polkadot, like if you're staking like you got to look at the exchange you're staking it on too. Like Polkadot offers a high APY, but it's also an alternative coin that doesn't really like, okay, like there's more value to gaining more ETH maybe than more so what I like, Polkadot for instance, is an alternative coin. Depends on how you think about it too. Like Polkadot, obviously you're staking that, you gain daily rewards. If you're staking X amount, like you gotta look at the percentages and how much you're willing to stake. Because Polkadot, like on Kraken, I think Polkadot offers up to like 10% a year, 12% a year. I think on certain exchanges it's more or less. There's a lot I'm gonna be showing about this. Even KSM, you can stake KSM. You can stake all these different crypto coins. First coin I started staking was ETH, and then I was like, okay, I have a lot of Polkadot, I'm gonna start staking that. And usually like the higher ones are like Polkadot offers a pretty decent yield, right? Usually one of the bigger ones you can see if you go on different exchanges. Like Cardano's another one that people stake. I'm trying to find, because I have a PDF that I made about this exact topic. Like these are I would say like these coins, like see these coins? If I go on Kraken right now, if I go Kraken, go to rewards, Kraken pays out weekly, but I'll show you another example. Like look at this, for example, here's another staking account. I'll show you another example. For instance, every week. So that was March 2024. So if I click on like here, it'll show me like, okay, I was staking Ethereum, but that was Kasuma, KSM. I have another coin I have a lot of. But I'll go to a different example. Maybe try to find one that shows like a balance. Like see here, look at this, for instance, a weekly payout. See where it says APR, 8 to 12%, 7 to 11%, Solana, lower. But I'm staking probably less Solana in that case, like there. If I stake more Solana, I could, like, Ethereum. So it can add up. Like, I think like the asset that you like your whole like for instance, if you look at this, these are usually like some of the bigger staked assets. Like if you're staking Ethereum on Ledger, there's like I think a minimum you have to do on Ledger. But if you're doing them on exchanges, like if you're on an exchange like Coinbase or Kraken, you can hold crypto on there and gain rewards on it through staking. You can learn how to do that. Some of these, like Algorand, some of these offer higher or lower percentages. See, Polkadot offers a pretty good, like I get like $50 a day with Polkadot. Ethereum is the most popular crypto to stake and market leader, trailing just behind OG Bitcoin in terms of market capitalization. Yeah, like solo staking as validator, staking as a service, pooled staking. Like, see what it says here? Firstly, you need a minimum of 32 ETH. That's to do like, that's if you're not doing it on like a Coinbase. Where you get like you get higher rewards. You get higher rewards that way. Just like average staking rewards, yeah, like just like average staking rewards for Ethereum can be like just like 2-3%. This is something like you want to learn about. Like when I first started crypto, I didn't start staking right away until like I learned what it was, like wrapped my head around it and understood what it was. Nodes are expensive. If you want to run a node, ChatGPT is down worldwide. No way. Buy the dip. Let's see. Oh. Damn. Let me see. Is DeepSeek taking over? Is it? Kind of looks like it. Oh, yeah, it might. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, oh, yeah. Staking, you could stake like you gotta learn also the difference between centralized and decentralized in crypto. So I said, chat. Damn, chat, is DeepSeek taking over? What's good? What happened? Damn, Eric Trump tweeting again, yo. Y'all see that? About, look at this. Twitter. 2 hours ago. Eric Trump feels like a great time to enter BTC. World Liberty. World Liberty's been buying. BlackRock bought a large amount. The memes. World Liberty. Damn. They're holding 55,000 Ethereum. Did they buy more? That was on January 25th. Yeah, they bought more this week. True. Yeah. He bought, yeah, in my opinion, it's a great time to add ETH. Wink, wink. Oh, okay. Then they bought 80,000 ETH or 60,000 ETH. Feels like, oh, next thing you know, World Liberty buys X amount of Bitcoin. They bought a large amount this week, literally, World Liberty. Let's go to their Twitter real quick. They bought a large... like to be using that word strategic. Strategic reserve. Eric Trump. Interesting. That was 2 hours ago. Pump it up. Flag. Well, I just noticed that. I just noticed. That was like when we started almost. A little bit after. But I think, what time was that? Can you see the time? $8:41. Yeah, like Sailor's over here changing micro strategy to just strategy with the Bitcoin. So that was their new strategy today. New brand, same strategy. Strategy with the B. He looks like a happy guy. El Salvador too. Metaplanet. That's the Japanese or Japanese I think country stock that's doing what MicroStrategy is doing. Other day, David Sachs evaluating Bitcoin reserve, and then BlackRock buys $100,000 worth of Ethereum. It's pretty big. I think that was today or yesterday, right? $276 million. So BlackRock scooped up Ethereum, a large amount. Like, think about, some of these buys have been coming at higher prices than these, so they bought the dip. Like, they were buying back at 3,600, 3,800 as well. BlackRock just bought yesterday, and a couple other of these ETFs. Bitcoin, BlackRock bought as well, Bitcoin as well. BlackRock ETFs. So BlackRock, $284 million worth. That's exciting. Federal Reserve Bank of New York just hit their lowest inventory in 1,385 days. Last time we were there, it's like back over here before 2022, 2021, 2022. Crazy market. And then a coin that's keeping up some demand is Ondo. Like, you could look at, like, so if you go to Ondo, for instance, Ondo, maybe it's something interesting, because if you look at, like, a lot of coins fell, but Ondo's still kind of keeping up demand, whereas a lot of coins did, like, more, like, dropped more. A lot of alternatives, especially memes. Memes drop way more than everything. Ondo, I think there's something interesting there with that. If you go on Twitter, do some Twitter news, Twitter research, you'll see some stuff on Ondo lately, last couple days. And there's me retweeting about Conor McGregor. This guy's something else, bro. This guy is some tweet, bro. Like, this guy, he tweeted something and deleted it in like 15 minutes or 15 seconds, and it was someone screenshotted it, and it was like the most messed up tweet. Like, you gotta go look at it for yourself. Like, that's messed up. I won't even go over that, but you go look at it. It's pretty fun. That guy's messed up. Yeah, a lot of news. Like, if you look, ETFs are buying. That's always good, I guess. Could be good, bad. I think they're buying bigger amounts on this dip, so let's see what happens this month going into March. BlackRock bought yesterday. Seeing ETH, 2800s. That was pretty big dip. Last time Ethereum came this low was obviously here, but when we look at like a year ago, price was also here a year ago before running up all February, March. BlackRock's been scooping ETH. I just saw the headline I showed you there. Oh, Whale Insider. Let's see what else they posted. Oh yeah, and El Salvador. True, true, true. El Salvador news. Um, El Salvador has again increased its growing Bitcoin reserve, buying 12 Bitcoins in the last day during a downturn in the market. The country bought 11 Bitcoins on Friday, February 4th, yesterday. So that totals like $1.1 million, average price of $101,000. So they bought higher, but they also purchased an additional one. But they've started to accumulate, so like they're accumulating Bitcoin, and they plan to buy, I think it is 1 Bitcoin or 5. What is it? They have a strategy. So El Salvador has a strategy to keep accumulating Bitcoin on a daily, weekly basis implemented. The coins, the Trump coin went nuts. Like the Trump coin was a distraction, right? Remember, George? The Trump coin was like a distraction here. Buddy was off. You guys saw that? Yeah, Buddy was off that proper 12A, looking for the leprechauns. Buddy was off something. Like Buddy wasn't. I don't think he was just on the proper 12 either. Like Buddy was defs like in the bag. I don't know if you saw those tweets. Yeah, Conor McGregor, he tweeted something, deleted it in 15 seconds, and then tweeted again and deleted it in 15 minutes. The most outrageous tweets. Yeah, like if you look, ETF's been purchasing. Whale Insider's a good. Am I following them? I gotta follow these guys. Whale Insider's good. Literally, it just kind of gives you on like quick little insider. Like you can see posts like this. Justin Fidelity buys almost 50 million worth of Ethereum. February 4th. So if you look at the days, like let's scroll down a bit. So for instance, Grayscale files for Doge ETF. We talked about that. Bonk. We knew Bonk. The Bonk ETF's coming. There's Bonk ETF supposedly. Doge as well. I don't know about Pepe, but Bonk. Some Bonk. Crypto extras be like, I give you Trump. Told everyone. That's funny. That's how people know, yeah. So February 1st, BlackRock, 3,570 Bitcoin. If the market tanks, that's all that Bitcoin's going. Like they want to get as much Bitcoin as they can before it gets harder to buy. February 1st, 17,260 Ethereum worth. 81% chance Ripple XRP ETF is approved in 2025. Musket, of course. Of course. Yeah, Trump coin, man, that was a huge distraction. 85% chance Solana ETF. So where is more? So you saw February 1st, BlackRock, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then you see Fidelity, more. A lot of good things here. Let's see what else. And it continues 21 hours ago. BlackRock buys 21 hours ago. 21 hours ago. 19 hours ago. 12 hours ago. More news for Europe. This guy's, if you go look at their strategy, they're implementing to do consistently for the next 4 or 5 years. But that's pretty much it for the day, guys. What's your trading style now? I could trade anything. High frequency, Binary, I haven't traded binaries in 5 years. That was never really my thing. Like I did it because a lot, like I was always more of a forex guy. Like I didn't trade a big binary account. Like I had a couple of grand in my account. I was really good at teaching people how to trade binary because, funny enough, everyone was using my strategies. Like the whole cash trap, simple, like all that stuff back in the day. Like that was all my teaching. So it was just like I never. That was I've always been a forex trader. I've always been a forex trader. MetaTrader 4, forex style, leverage style trading, gold, scalping. Like I'm really mixed and have like kind of an all around the style trading. Wonder what how crypto is looking today. Rough week. Down $800 on the week. $800 times 1,000. It's a bad week. It's a bad week, boys. It's a bad week. No burgers this week. No burgers this week. It's a bad week. We don't deserve burgers this week. Can gold drop a little bit in London. I ran down gold for like the last. I've been on since like 10 p.m. I'm about to wrap it up. I'll do an update maybe in the Discord. I think maybe like 27.50. We kind of talked about. Like, I wouldn't look for buys where it's kind of in the middle right now. So I'd rather see it come down to look for buys. Like maybe it comes retest 20. I was saying 28.50, 28.40 area. Like the analysis I went over for gold was kind of, here, let me remove this. 28.50 down here. See, it's kind of just holding above 28.60. Yeah, it's literally ramen. I'll eat donuts this week. No, I don't even deserve donuts. That's like a luxury, right? It's like a luxury right there. Like a fine delicacy in my jurisdiction. Donuts, it's a delicacy. I don't deserve that. No. No. No, with that week. So yeah, like I think if you're looking to scalp like 28.60, 28.55 area, like looking for the lows to get tested or the lows to get taken out and then a retest of 28.50. Yeah, we'll be on in the morning, guys, like 6 hours. What is that, 6 hours from now? What time is it, 12? No, 7 hours from now, pretty much. We'll be live in 7 hours from now, a bit before New York session starts. See what the market's doing. Watch Guru just posted it. Oh, I see. That's another good account to follow. Damn, what happened with Chat GDP? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I mean, it's down for the world. Why would Chat? Is DeepSeek still up, or what? Like, what's going on? Tortillas with beans. Damn, that's dope. Damn. Don't even deserve ramen. Yeah, oh, literally. Let's go. Damn, I never heard that one. Tortillas with beans. Yeah. I never heard that one. That's a good one. Still fire though. Like, I'd eat that. Like Mexican beans? I'm down, or from like Colombia style beans, or like the ones from Mexico too. Like, I'm down. I'm pretty down. True chaps. Okay, there we go. That's funny. Canada flights are cheap right now. Wonder why. No one wants to go to Canada, bro. The people who want to live here, the people who have lived here, been going to like Dubai and Cyprus and Florida and Texas, or even, I don't know, Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, true. Banana potato. Enterprise. Enterprise. I said enterprise. 550 one time. Yeah, I think gold, like, it's been ranging. Like, everybody wants to look for buys, but I think it's better to wait for, like, a dump down. Like, test. See this low? That low's going to get tested probably. Potentially that low is going to get tested. But if the market raids that low, then, you know, we're going down to, like, 2850. If it breaks that low at 2860, it looks like we're going to push more to 2850 area. So I'd maybe rather be more prepared for that. Live meeting, maybe for people in Canada. Yeah, for people in Canada, they can. I got things planned that you guys don't even know. You know how many ideas I have? I'm a very creative person. I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind. You'll know when you're in the inner circle. But anyone, I'll say it. Maybe I'll say it Friday. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know the details. People local. Because there's a few people, like 4 people are around Toronto that are in the inner circle. So those 4 people probably don't know it yet. They're probably not on. They might not even be on this stream. We're gonna link up one day. They don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. Those 4 people. I got planned. Yeah. I'm in Toronto. Maybe a couple of years I'll move back to go back to Florida, somewhere hot, sunny. It's too cold here. My body don't like the cold. I'll admit. I like hot weather. But yeah, guys, I'll be on in the morning. I'll probably keep a look on the chart here. Yeah, maybe in 2-3 years we all link up in like Florida, some hot weather. That's kind of what I see right now. Like, the market's in a range. There's no really setup from here. I gotta put my time frames back. Messed that up. It could still try to break to the upside. Like, I'm seeing more bullish. I'm still a bit more bullish on price. Market looks like it's kind of just in a sideways range right now. Kind of just going like a rectangle, more back and forth, up, down, back up, down, back up. So we kind of have this like sideways, right? So it could still push up. Gold could still push up one more time. But yeah, peace out. Hope you guys got value. Smash the like button, by the way, guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're here every day live. All right. Discord links in the description of this video. You can see it there, but I'll drop it in the chat real quick. Subscribe if you're new. We're pretty much live here every day. I'll drop the Discord link in the chat. Smash the like button on the video. Go to the live video, guys, if you guys could, please. Please. No. Smash that like button. Don't forget. There's a like button in the chat, but when you go to the video, there's like the video, you know, smash, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. If you leave a thumbs down, then I'm gonna send you the sus bob emoji. You guys see sus bob? I put an emoji in the group called sus bob. It's SpongeBob, so I got more coming. But we got sus bob in there. It says SpongeBob, we got sus bob. I don't know if you guys can see him. So we got sus bob there. I just added the what the frick instead of what the, you know, keep it PG. I added one more in there. I added this little crying dog. I don't know why. I'm gonna watch some videos on how to make the Discord server doper and cooler. If any of you guys know anything, hit me up too. I added this cat. Yeah, I got the power back. The power went out for 2-3 hours today, so I went, got a haircut, was trying to do like a bonus stream today, or no, not a bonus stream, just like instead of streaming in the morning, I was like, yeah, I'll stream in the afternoon. But yeah, guys, I added the sus bob, so if you ever feel sussed out, just drop the sus bob. Alright. If you know, yeah. I can make custom link. What's that mean? What's custom link mean? Yeah, I'll be on in the morning in 7 hours, 6-7 hours. We're gonna create a Skids emoji. Skids has been killing it. And Tim, I see Tim, Matt, Skids, Philip, some familiar names. What is that? Zans, Evan. We got another Evan. Oh yeah, we got another Evan. Platinum Panther. OG Bugs Bunny. I got a good photographic memory. That's one thing you'll learn about me. But yeah, we'll be on in the morning, guys. Peace out. We've been on for like 2 hours now. We got morning session again. Peace out, peace out. I'll catch you. Oh yeah, the hammer. The Doge. That's Doge. That's Doge. That's literally Doge. And Pepe. I gotta get Shiba in there. But yeah, peace out, peace out, peace out. We'll be on in the morning. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night.